I'm Cal Kellogg, and my hybrid lead core system has brought lead core trolling back into the spotlight for trout and salmon anglers all over the country. If you'd like the world's best lead core trolling rod, get on over to fishhuntshoot.com and pick up one of my iconic bright yellow lead core rods today. You won't regret it because you'll be yelling, "Fish on!" tomorrow. On. We can't keep them off that micro turbo today. Awesome. Right under the surface. Actually, that one was a little deeper. That was 10 feet deep. Right there. Right there. That chartreuse and orange. Little piece of worm on the hook. And this one here, I don't have the bug on it. I just put on an octopus hook, and he jumped all over it. That was about 10 feet deep on that one. Look at this guy back in the water. There he goes. Ha ha! Howdy guys, Cal Kellogg here. You know, I always tell you guys to take the temperature of the fish and adapt accordingly, and the fishing I experienced this morning here at Collins Lake is a great example of what I'm talking about. It's been stormy, it's been windy, we've had rain, and the water is off color here. Surface temperature, absolutely perfect at 51 degrees, but I was up here last week and we've lost a foot, maybe 2 feet of clarity, and I knew that was going to affect the bite. So I started off the day, I knew I wanted to troll fairly slow. I started off at 1.8 with my wife Gina today. I wanted her to get some fish, and I rigged up with a few different offerings, but I rigged up a chartreuse and silver trigger spoon junior, and I top lined that with no weight, no lead core line. I put that 100 feet back. That was working about, probably 2 feet right under the little surface chop that we had this morning. And it got hit 3 times in 10 minutes, not hard hits. None of those fish got hooked. They just came in and they bumped it. And when I get 3 strikes, I'm not saying I should hook all of them, but I should have hooked at least one of those fish. And that told me the fish were a little bit tentative. So I reeled that in, took off the trigger spoon junior, and I grabbed this. I grabbed one of my micro turbos in a chartreuse and kind of orange pattern. I threw a couple beads on the leader, a bobber stop, and a number 8 octopus style carp hook. The reason I went with the carp hook is it has a couple bait holder barbs here on the shank of the hook, and I put about a 3/4 inch piece of night crawler on that hook. I put it back out 100 feet back, 2 to 3 feet deep, and it wasn't 5 minutes and we hooked a fish on this. The first fish we hooked on it, we lost, but the next 2, in about 15 minutes, the next 2 both went into the net and we were off and rolling. And what I did, I knew the color scheme was right, so I tried to stick with that color scheme, but I gave them something that would put out more vibration, something that I could troll a little bit slower. The hot speed ended up being anywhere from 1.3 to about 1.6, and something that I could tip with real meat. And those factors right there helped me close the deal on those fish that were just kind of coming in and hitting and running at the spoon early on. Now, I mentioned to Gina, I said, if we'd have stayed, we stopped counting at 10 fish. I said, if we'd have stayed with spoons, we'd have probably caught 3 or 4 fish. Now, possibly as the water temperature rose, they might have got a little more serious about hitting the spoons, but I really don't think so. We've got kind of post-front conditions here. We've been fighting a north wind all day, and just taking the fish's temperature, adapting to what they were showing me allowed us to have a very good day out here on the water. I wanted to get Gina on some fish and got her on some great fighting trout up to about 3 pounds, but the key to our success was going very subtle, going slow, putting out maximum vibration, going with maximum color, and getting some real meat into the equation. All those combined to put some very nice fish in the net. Just want to give you guys something to think about the next time you're out on the water. And if you're looking for any of my gear, including lead core rods, micro turbos, and more, you know where to go. fishhuntshoot.com. I am dialed here at Collins Lake. I am ready to guide. I am ready to put guys on limits and near limits of fish. Top fish today, about 3 pounds. So I think we've got some very exciting, very fun days here in the very near future. I get started in about a week, and I will be guiding here steadily through about May 15th. Most of my dates in April are filled up at this point, but if you want to jump on the FHS pontoon boat and get out after some Collins Lake rainbows, I have some availability in May. So if you want to check our calendar, once again, fishhuntshoot.com. You guys stay safe, wear those life jackets, and I will catch you next time right here on YouTube. I'm Kel Kellogg, and I want to thank you guys for all the support.